Alright guys, so here we go with nodes 3 and 4, and I will say right out the gate, with the addition of the Unlimited X-Men team, these nodes have become trivial. I will be showing them and Morgan Le Fay being used against this, because these are the characters you should be leveling with the direction the game is going as far as stats go, the importance of modes go. Unlimited, Darkhold, their value is insane in both Arena, Crucible, in the coming Apocalypse stuff, so I want to highlight them. But if you want to see older characters like Unlimited X-Men or baby Darkhold people, figure out a way to get through this node and then relying on Weapon X at the end, I do have an older video that I'll include in the description below. But as far as these nodes go, we're going to use these new teams. We're going to end with Morgan and Gambit abilities ready to go for node 3, and then for node 4, basically the same thing as node 3. We're going to overkill this just by way of the kits in the new characters, and we're going to make sure we end with Morgan abilities available again. So here we go with node 3, and we're going to control Shang-Chi, ability block the Psylocke. We're going to hold that Gambit ult for the next node, and we're going to finish with Morgan ult up. If we can finish with Morgan ult and special up, that's even better. That's going to get us an extra turn on our rogue for the next node. So right at the gate, if you don't have unlimited build, a couple things you can do, and I did try this in difficulty 8, it was no problem. You can do some Weapon X, even subbing in Captain Sam for Silver Samurai, or the old Darkhold members, and they'll get through this node just as easily. But for this team, Shang-Chi is the only real threat, because you spawn with defense up, so control him and control the people who will dispel him, which you've seen me do right here by ability blocking the Psylocke, and then this node simply melts. It absolutely falls apart against this team, especially because Gambit's special is always hitting adjacent targets. The enemies here are very clumped. So we'll go ahead and we'll stun Colleen here. Everyone else has slow pretty much, and this just obliterates the wave. Maybe your rogue is not going to be strong to obliterate the wave, but then your Sunfire will come up here, and if your team is smaller, you can do the special into the ultimate and clear that first wave, no problem. Having that ultimate up on the next node is nice, but it's not necessary. So although I saved it here and I whittle it down, my team's a little bit bigger. So if you need to use it, go ahead and use it. So we'll take the Colleen out. And just to note, if you do use some of the older yet powerful characters, specifically the villain characters, make sure they end this node with at least one ability up. They'll need that for the next node. But more importantly, if you don't use them on the next node, they will need it for the villains nodes 6 and 7. So just make sure you're not shooting yourself in the foot for later nodes. And if your team can barely make it through this node, take Morgan Le Fay off the team, add Phantom X, hold nothing back, just kill as many people as you can, and then you can come in with Weapon X members to clean it up. Yeah, this node is not very difficult whatsoever since Unlimited was added. It was way harder last time. Alright, and coming in for node number 4, we're going to do this very similar strat as last time. Though we don't need to hold any cooldowns for our limited members, we just want to end with Morgan abilities available for the next section. Karnak here is surprisingly powerful with his passive where he puts a defense down, his turn meter rewinds. He can be very troublesome. He was last time. But Morgan Le Fay here can either rewind him and then ability block or just straight ability block him. And then he's pretty much neutered, especially if your rogue has her special up. Now, I talked about a little bit before, if Morgan Le Fay has her special up to start this one, rogue can actually take 2 turns, helping her reach her special even faster than before. So, we get that special up, and now it doesn't matter who Karnak targets with that passive, he has to target rogue with the attack, and so Black Bolt, he's never even going to try and burp anybody out. And then from here, we just kill people. So rogue will kill everybody. If your rogue is not as strong as mine and doesn't kill people there, you'll still be okay just because of the controlling aspects. Speaking of controlling, when Rescue eventually drops in on this next wave, make sure you control her. If she gets barrier out, those power armor people are harder to get through, and if she starts cleansing people because you have, say, a Scourge on where she gets energy right away, offense up from an Ironheart hitting her ultimate, who's then going to put defense down on you, and then War Machine uses his ultimate with offense up into your defense down, can absolutely wipe you off the face of the map. So just be mindful of that, control that rescue as soon as you can. And just again, if you don't have Morgan or Rogue built, please see my older videos. I'm going to include them in the description below. But there you'll see some older teams had to be a little bit more creative then to do some 1-2 tap methods. And we did have to rely on villains very heavily last time. So you'll see how I managed to do that and still pulled it off. But here you go. There's nodes 3 and node 4. Pretty trivial with the addition of Unlimited, which is great because now we're heading to node 5. And reaching node 5 and figuring out what kind of Scourges you can handle is a much taller task. And it's going to decide how you do in this event, really. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a like, share it, and subscribe it to my channel. Not to subscribe to it. Stay happy, healthy, have fun. I'm going to go right now and start working on that Web Warriors Node 5. It happened really fast for me this time, which was kind of crazy and very welcomed because I didn't want to do it for 3 or 4 hours. But the video, I think, is important enough, even though it's going to be probably the shortest one here. It's important enough to give it its own video. So I'm going to separate that. The next video will be just Node 5. So look forward to that, and I'll see you then. Peace.